All right, let's do another example here where we have a linear equation, but we have fractions. Just like we did the first example, let's look at our denominators. We have 4, 14, and 7. And remember, the trick to getting that least common multiple is to just multiply different pairs and see if the third one divides into what we get from multiplying. All right, so let's start with 4 times 7. 4 times 7 is 28. Does 14 divide into 28? And the answer is yes, it goes into 28 2 times. So right away we have our least common multiple. We are going to multiply every single term by 28. All right, so I have 28 over 1 times x minus 3 over 4 equals 28 over 1 times 5 over 14 minus 28 over 1 times x plus 5 over 7. And recall from the first example why I write it as 28 over 1, and that is so you remember to multiply straight across. The 28 only hits the numerator. It does not multiply with the denominator. And so we write 28 times x minus 3 all divided by 4 equals 28 times 5 all divided by 14 minus 28 times x plus 5 all divided by 7. And before we distribute the 28 with the parentheses and 2 of our numerators, remember our initial goal of why we're multiplying every term by 28, and that is to get rid of the fractions. So we can simplify. 4 goes into 28 7 times, 14 goes into 28 2 times, and 7 goes into 28 4 times. And now I can distribute. I have 7 times x minus 3, which gives me 7x minus 21 equals 2 times 5, which is 10, minus 4 times x plus 5 in parentheses, so we're going to distribute, and we get minus 4x and minus 20, because this negative and 4, or the subtraction and the 4, are kind of together. And now we have our linear equation without fractions, and we can solve for x. All right, let's solve for x. Let's first simplify this right side because we have 2 constant terms. So I'm going to write 7x minus 21 equals minus 4x, and then I need to combine 10 and negative 20. In other words, we need to do the operation 10 minus 20, which is negative 10. All right, so now we can begin moving our terms across the equal sign. So we want to move our minus 4x to the left side of the equation. The way I'm going to do that is opposite operation, so I'm going to add 4x to each side. All right, and that's going to give me 11x minus 21 equals negative 10. All right, and now I want to move the minus 21 to the right side, so I'm going to add 21 to both sides, and I get 11x equals 11. My last step is to get the x by itself, so I need to divide both sides by 11, and we get our final answer of x equals 1.